God. Ask Scott.
Hey, Scott, it's Brett from Arizona. Love your podcast. Been listening to it for about 6 months now, ever since I kind of found out about the Amazon thing as far as selling goes, and pretty cool. Very useful stuff, and it's been inspirational and helpful in keeping us going along the way from finding our first product and getting it live on Amazon. We finally did. The first one, we kind of went big. We picked a fairly competitive area and also ordered about 2,600 units, I think, from China, and did the whole sea freight thing, all of that. And it all went pretty well. Had really good luck with planning our pro forma up front. We have a really good pro forma that we use to make sure that all our costs were in there and we wouldn't be surprised, and we really weren't. The only thing we're running into now is we are getting a couple returns. We've had some pretty good traction through pay-per-click, and we're getting some good organic sales, but we've had a few returns now, or at least one return and one request possibly for a return, asking basically why our product isn't as high-end as they thought it would be. And we thought that we've done a good job in saying that this is a value product. There are higher end products, but they also cost a lot more than our product. We thought we've done a decent job at that, but apparently we're not getting that across in our listing. I know that quality products are, typically preferred, and ours is a good product. It's just not nearly as good as some of the, more expensive competitors, which is why we're priced so much less. So wondering if you have any experience in how to get that point across better on Amazon without just coming out and saying these are cheaper and less good than the other ones, but they're still a great product. I'm not sure how we would say that. If you have any ideas, we'd love to hear it. Thank you.
Hey, Brett, thank you so much for the question. And Arizona, huh? That's a nice area. I was there recently at one of our TAS Breakthrough Live events in Phoenix. Love it there. My good buddy Jim Krill lives there. Grew up with Jim for years, played Little League together and all that stuff. So yeah, I visited there a few times. It's beautiful, beautiful state. So okay, let's dive into this. Now, it sounds like you've taken a product and you've actually went the other way with it. And what I'm seeing here, or I'm hearing here, is that you took a product that is usually more expensive, okay, and then you made a more generic version that people can buy. This is a little dangerous, to be honest with you, because people are expecting higher quality and then you're giving them like an off brand. And I know myself personally, being in the photography business, like I've done this, right? I've bought these there's like these little receivers that connect your camera wirelessly. And it's basically you plug it into the shoe on top. And if you guys don't know about photography, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. You don't need to. Just understand there's like a component that you buy that slips into the top of your camera that then communicates and speaks to your external lights. And I bought one off of eBay, I think, and it was like $25, but the more expensive brand was like $100. And I said, you know what, I'll just try it. And I got it, and it was a piece of junk. And I sent it back. Now, I'm not saying yours is a piece of junk, but what I'm saying is people are going to hold you up to the expectations of the more expensive item, okay? So my thoughts are here, make your product as good as the more expensive ones. So wherever you're falling short, you need to fix that. And that might not be what you want to hear, but that's what I'm going to tell you, because that in the end, if you can have a better product, okay, and then sell it for a little bit less, that's great for you, because now people are still getting, they're getting the same deal as if they were to spend $100, they're getting it for $75. I wouldn't want to be that much lower either, because why? Like, you can make more profit by charging more. And if your competitors are charging more and you're going to split that cost in half, and I don't know what your cost is, how much cheaper it is, but if you're doing that, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And then also people, they perceive it to be not as good if it's too cheap. Some people, they hurt themselves by pricing themselves so cheap because they think people are all going by, they're all going to be basing their decision on the price. And that's not always the case. I ended up spending $100 on the better one after I spent $25 on a piece of crap. right? So you gotta look and see, what are people saying that are getting the returns or that are requesting the returns? What are they saying? Really listen to that. And then from there, try to address that. Now, if you want to make it even more clear for them that, like, let's say that yours is made with a lighter material than, the better brand, you might need to make that very clear that, you're not going to say, well, ours is less quality than, the best one that's being sold out there, but you could just put all of that stuff, and you may already be doing this, but these are just things that I'm thinking out loud about, is I would want to make sure that I was clear that everything that they're getting, the dimensions, the size, the weight, whatever it is, I want them to know that it's that. I don't want it to be hidden in the fine print, if that makes sense. I want it to be right out there in the open to try to reduce that. Now, it doesn't sound like you got a ton of refunds, but you did get some. So I would focus on trying to make that product as good as the one that is selling for more, that is technically better quality. I would try to make yours as good or a very close second. And maybe you're already doing that. But again, you asked about how to kind of reduce these refunds or the expectations. Those are a few ideas of what I would do. And anyone else out there that's thinking about making a product that's less expensive than a more expensive product out there to try to say, like, well, look, you can get this product over here cheaper. You got to make sure that it's not technically cheaper, right? You don't want them to get it because, to get that product and then have the thing fall apart in 2 days, because that's going to be bad for you. So really got to think about that. If anything, I'd like to go the other way. Take a product that's selling for $20, and if you can make yours better, sell it for $30. That's how you can really get yourself, to kind of stand above everyone else and not have to worry about competing on price, because eventually people are going to buy yours after they've tried the other one and it's broke after 2 days of using it. So just some food for thought there. If you guys want to submit a question, head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do that. I want to also, again, remind you guys, if you're brand new and this is your first time to the show, I want to welcome you. I love hanging out with you guys. This is just awesome to be able to virtually connect like this. And that's why I love the Ask Scott sessions. But if you are brand new and you're just getting your feet wet and you don't understand the entire process, the entire business model, I would recommend attending one of my live free workshops. This is where I break it down for you in 5 phases: how to pick a market and a product, how to source it, how to do a pre-launch, how to do a launch, how to promote the product, and everything in between. We go over that on a workshop, and we go through every single thing. We also do live Q&A. So if you want to attend one of them, I would love to invite you to the next one, and you can register for the next one by heading over to theamazingseller.com/workshop, and you can register there for an upcoming workshop. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com, and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session, and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. But what I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.